Let's go. Hello and welcome to Happily Ever After. It's me, Hannah, and today I am joined by Katie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Katie. So it is the 100th episode, and I have been stalling on recording it because it feels like it should be like a big, grand thing, and I wasn't really sure what to talk about. So Katie went, I'll just come on with you. We'll chat
Yeah,
about stuff.
we're celebrating with Katie for 100 episodes.
Yay. Thanks, darling. I
Yeah, no
think
problem.
otherwise I might have stalled a bit longer. So my initial idea was the 100th episode should have been on my birthday, um, at the solstice. And I don't know about you, but 2 weeks ago, I felt like it was wild. And
Yeah,
everybody who was messaging me was like either anxious or losing it. And yeah, the day of my birthday was amazing because we went to IKEA.
yep.
Do you
Love
remember? I
IKEA.
sent you
Mhm.
pictures of meatballs.
Really important stuff. Yeah, loved it. Really jealous of the gravy.
It was so nice. And me
Mhm.
and Dan just messed around and had like a lush day. And he bought me a standing desk, Katie.
Yeah, I think that's perfect birthday activities right there. Mhm.
And then alongside that, it meant that I could finish my front room. So it's always been a bit of a dumping zone, but enough space on the floor so I could do yoga. So we finished the front room, and that was all really beautiful. He helped me put the desk up, which, as you know, is the most important thing about buying anything from IKEA,
That's true.
because otherwise it might just stay in its box forever.
Mm. Yeah, I know. Well, and you could do it yourself, of course, but
I mean, yeah, but actually, when it came to it, it required two of us to get the actual legs
yeah,
on. Like I had to pull it up so that he could get the screws in.
yeah. I have like a neuroses that means that I have to do the IKEA flat pack furniture that requires two people by myself.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's not though, because I'm gonna get injured one day.
Yeah, I did that once with a king size bed. It was
Mm.
just me, and Nancy was 18 months, so she was crawling around. And I was like, if something happens to me, what's my 18-month-old going to do?
Yeah,
It is silly and dangerous. And one of the big things I teach in my book is to ask for help.
yeah, yeah,
Create your
totally.
team and stop trying to do everything on your fucking own.
Yeah,
Because
couldn't agree more.
no one's giving out medals for anybody who does flat packs on their own.
No, I
No
agree.
one, even though IKEA should.
Yeah, but that's encouraging silly behavior, isn't it? I
That's
don't need
true.
anybody to tell me to do the flat pack furniture by myself.
Oh,
I'm
so
pleased
yeah,
to have
maybe
to
we
do.
should start like some kind of self-help group for people that struggle to get help.
Yeah, people who insist on doing the furniture by themselves.
Yeah, but it's not, yeah, it's like everything. I can't even think of any examples now, but just trying to do everything on your own and not going, oh, if I just, said to so and so, they'd come and help me.
Mhm.
Anyway, we digress.
Me too.
So then my plan was the next day I would do the 100th podcast, and it would be on the solstice, and I was going to do a little meditation because it was day 5 of the manifesting challenge that I've been doing as well. And I just couldn't. I felt really like just life was crazy that day. And then you messaged me that day and someone else being like, I can't come to yoga, I'm too anxious.
No,
I was like, no, come.
once I feel there was something dodgy in the air that day, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. And a few people all through the week have been like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but like my skin is
Hmm.
crawling.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's the story of the 100th episode. And then last week I was so busy. I've been reading this thing called oh, it's here, the one page marketing plan,
Very good.
because Hannah's book is 6 months old and I haven't really done enough to promote it. Um, one thing that has happened thanks to Moja is it's now available in Waterstones, and I think what's the other one? Blackwell's.
Yes.
So you can now get it in those places too, which is
Exciting.
exciting.
Yeah, great.
Um, but I have this whole idea for kind of support after you've read the book, because obviously you can read the book and all that kind of thing, but with a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about, you kind of need a bit of accountability.
That's true.
Um, I mean, it's like doing the relationships ethics. Like, you know what to do, but unless I was there going, have you done them yet?
Yeah, yeah.
You might not do it. And doing all of the techniques to kind of calm down the nervous system. And I've got this whole framework that is like a step-by-step process of recovering from like the trauma of divorce and supporting you through it. So I've got so much more that I want to do and I just haven't been doing it. So last week I was reading this book and I'm like, okay, now I know what I need to do, because
Great.
I'm not amazing at strategy. I just kind of scattergun depending on what mood I'm in. Whereas this is like, right, do this, then do this, then do this. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to start doing that, working more on the divorce stuff. So if you are a person going through divorce right now, and I know there are lots of people who listen to this specifically for that, because people have written and told me that they literally started from the beginning and have worked their way up to episode 100. So yes, get in touch, because there's going to be lots more stuff coming your way in terms of both free support and things that you can purchase.
And
So
is the best way to hear about that to subscribe to your Substack?
yes, I'm like,
And how do I do that, please, Anna?
yeah. So if you go to hannahharveyuk.substack.com, that is my Substack, and that's basically where my newsletter lives. So anything that's going on, I email everybody once a week with little ideas to look after yourself, and anything else that's going on.
Fab.
Thanks for that, Katie. I might have forgotten. And of
I
course,
am actually
there is,
already subscribed, so I
yeah.
don't necessarily need those
And
instructions.
you're
But
also the first person to find out via text message from me.
yeah, yeah, there's that as well.
Yeah. And I'm also on Instagram as well, of course. So that's at Hannah Harvey UK.
Okay.
Lovely. So what's new with you? The last time we spoke to you, you had a moon cup stuck in your area.
Yeah, I did. So that's great. Just dive back into that memory, shall we? I've given up with all of that. I'm sure the last time I was talking to you, I was going to try some sort of disc,
Oh
which I think
yeah.
I did order, and it came, and I was just like, I want to do this. Like, this is the worst. So
No,
I've
traumatizing.
moved on to period pants now, which I would really recommend. Like, I think they're for me. I think I found my thing.
Okay, hang
Um,
on. The first I've tried period pants before and they crinkled when I walked. Is that
that's not
still a situation?
No, I do not crinkle when I walk. That would be off-putting.
Yeah, I'm not, these are not for me, because I felt like I was wearing a plastic bag.
Oh dear. Well, I've bought them from two different places. One's Modi Body, and I think they're like, I don't know, you get targeted ads on Instagram, you know. I
Mhm.
really like those ones. The other ones I got a body form, and they're good, but the gusset doesn't go high enough up for me. I need longer support.
Front
Um,
and back.
mm. So yeah, it's front and back. Um, so I think if I buy any in future, it's going to be the Modi Body ones, but no crinkling,
I
lots of absorption. But I do have quite light periods, so
was going to say, I have a
quite
day
lucky.
when it's like, I reckon half the blood in my body comes out.
Mm.
Would I need to change it like 45 times?
Well, I don't know. Um, because I don't change mine, I just leave them on for the whole day. Because I
You
don't
say for the whole week? I was
for
like,
the whole week.
that's gross.
No.
So with yours, you can leave them on all day and it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't get very heavy periods. And they do them in like different thicknesses.
Mm.
Um, and I think I went for the medium one, but there's no crinkling and it does everything I need it to. Um, so I'm having a great time with that, like Stella.
It's lovely,
Yeah.
really lovely.
Hmm.
Because I'm still with the old moon cup, but there's times when you just like, "Mm, I don't
Yeah,
like this."
I think I'm traumatized now.
Yeah, you can't. Let's just
Mm.
rule that one right out. That's not an option for you.
Put it behind us,
Um,
eh?
oh, I think I'm going to try that. That sounds really fun. Fun.
Mm.
So
It's
fun.
not fun, not really fun. No one categorize it as fun, but good, definitely.
Good.
Mm.
So, since we last spoke, I've been doing seed cycling because I've been noticing my hormones are a very roller coastery.
Mm.
So, to begin with, it was like the week before my period, I was desperate and sad and didn't want to be around anyone. And then I had a weird day, like just it was like a day and a half just after I'd finished my period. So I should have been feeling amazing, where I literally was looking out the window being like, why am I even here? Those kind of feelings. And I was like, this has got to be hormones. So I have been doing seed cycling as per Period Power, Maisie Hill.
Yes, but I
So
don't
what
know what
you,
it is.
yeah, so what you do is you have flax seeds and pumpkin seeds in the 2 weeks after you've ovulated to your period. Then, as soon as your period starts, you move on to sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. And you
Ooh.
have 2 tablespoons of each every day, but you switch from the pumpkin to the sunflower when you once you've started your period until the day you ovulate.
And are you finding it works?
Well, I found with that I'd done that for a month and I still had this big slump. So I obviously hadn't given it enough time.
Yeah.
So what I've added on top of that was evening primrose oil.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Hmm.
So the extra strength granny version, because everyone's grandma used to take it, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really
And
old-fashioned, isn't it?
yeah, and I think like it's stuck around for a reason.
Yeah. So you think that's working?
I do. So in
It's
the
good.
week before my period, I had maybe 2 evenings, maybe not even that. I only really remember one where I got to the end of the day and I was like,
Mm,
feeling anxious
mm.
and like I haven't done enough, that kind of vibe. But other than that, it's been fine.
That's good. And I suppose we're always going to feel a little bit like that before we get our period. But mine's been quite bad as well, like just premenstrual anxiety. So maybe I'll give the primrose a go and see how I get on.
Yeah, I got the max strength you can get. I think it's something like 9,000 milligrams or something. And I just take that every day.
Nice.
But yeah, I definitely feel like normal, dare I say, because my normal is like 1 week of the month where I'm like, yay, I feel really great about myself.
Yeah.
And then you have the day after your period, after you ovulate, and you're like,
Yeah.
I felt
Oh, yes,
fabulous
I'm familiar.
yesterday. But no, I do feel like that has definitely helped. Yeah, so that's the update on that.
Good.
And you've been dating.
I have been dating. So I think last time we talked, like I was having a bit of time completely away from it. Like almost a sex ban, shall we say? Because I thought like it would be useful to just like not worry about any of that for a bit, and it was really good. Like I enjoyed that time away from it, but sort of like towards Christmas, I was like, I'm gonna go back on the apps. Let's have a go back on the apps. We'll see what comes.
It is
Um,
Christmas.
yeah,
Dear
and well, I
Santa,
think yeah.
please can I have a boyfriend for Christmas?
It's like that time of year, like
I
always
know.
makes me want to go on the dating apps, and I tried to resist, but I did not succeed. So,
I think that's okay though, if you go in with awareness.
mhm. Yeah, I did, and I was very intentional with it this time round. Like, um, knowing that I wasn't going to get too sucked into it, like wanted to set myself daily limits on how much I would look at it. To be honest, like I wasn't on it for very long, so I found a guy that I dated for a little bit, and then now I'm dating this other guy that my friend set me up with. So that was through a blind date, nothing to do with dating apps. So that's quite nice and exciting and
Mm,
different. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, and it was nice to do something that wasn't on the apps as well, you know.
yeah.
Because that's the way that we meet people now. Although I don't know how it's going. I'll keep everybody updated. I'm not getting married anytime soon, let's say that.
Well, that's fine. You don't
I
need
think
to.
so, yeah. I think it is, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know, I don't love having men back in my life again. Um, because it's complicated, isn't it? But then
yeah.
you can't live with them, you can't live without them.
I guess as long as you're not attaching your self-worth to it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so tricky, like trying to not do that.
I know.
And reaching for the external validation, especially when it's there, you know? Um, but I think the more I practice, the better I get at it, you know? And I'm so happy with my life just as it is that I can easily see that, you know, like I don't need the men because I'm happy with how everything is. And so when I date, it's just like oh, exciting possibility. Like not everything hangs on it, like I sometimes feel. So that's a
Yeah.
better approach, I think.
Yeah. And I
Mm.
suppose as long as it's like awareness and everything, isn't it? It's like
Mhm.
as long as you're keeping an eye on how you're feeling and
Mhm.
when you've started to tip into, I will win you over, you are going to be mine, even though
Mhm.
you don't even bloody want them necessarily.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like making sure you're not, yeah, trying too hard or slipping into people pleasing.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very prone to that. Yeah.
You both babes. Oh, well, keep us up to date.
I will. Yes, I will.
Yeah, take care
Yeah.
of yourself. Remember, you're enhancing their life, so they need to enhance yours.
Definitely, and I think that's the key, isn't it? Like it's meant to be a life enhancement, not necessarily the be all and end all. And that's very much how I feel with it. Like I'm so happy with my life outside of the like relationship bit, but I've got everything I need, really.
Yeah. And just
Mm.
remembering you've got time. Because I
Mm.
remember I used to go in being like, I just wanted to be in and out. So I'd try and date as many people as possible.
Mhm.
Like
I
literally
know.
scheduling it in, like, okay, I'll see that guy at lunchtime. I see that guy for a drink after work. And it's just exhausting. It's like,
Yeah, I know.
one at
Not
a
doing that.
time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. One at a time, and like only when I want to as well. Like it has to work for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've got anything else to tell you. So, oh, you were going to tell me about the course that you're doing.
Oh yes. So, obviously I've just said how like I'm really happy with my life outside of the relationship bit, but something else that I have been exploring recently is sort of like my career and where I'm gonna go with that and what's next in Katie World. Um and something that I found really helpful that I've been doing on Substack is a course called Work Your Own Way, which our friend Lou runs. And it's all about sort of like defining who you are in a professional sense, like your how you introduce yourself, what are the most important things in work to you that you should make sure that you look for. And we're working through a really great book that she recommended, and everybody's sharing their ideas, and it's a really nice little community. And I've gotten a lot from it. She's had us do like a variety of different exercises, um, and it really helped me sort of understand how I was framing myself without even thinking about it, like
Mm.
subconsciously. Like I think I frame myself as sort of like, oh, just tiny little Katie, you know. Um, and that's not something that I do on purpose and it's not something I want to do. So it's more about like being intentional with how you are in your working life. Um,
Mm.
yeah, it's really good. I'm really enjoying that. So, no like sort of massive career changes or anything for me at the minute, but it's definitely helped me define what's important to me. So I would recommend that to anybody.
Great. And what's the book that you're reading?
I can't remember. Hmm.
Tell us
It,
and we'll pop it in the show notes.
yes, yeah, I will. It's something like it's about like how you introduce yourself basically. But yeah,
Cool.
I'll let you know what it is and we can put it in the show notes.
And we'll link to Lou's thing as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Good old Lou. So Lou was on 2023 December time talking about vision boarding.
Mhm.
And oh my God, like I'd never done a vision board before doing that so I did the yoga. Lou presented all the vision board stuff. And so that was my first ever vision board. Like I tried to do it before when I was younger because I knew it's supposed to be really helpful for, it's not just like, the magical side of manifesting, but also just getting your brain to understand what it is you're trying to do and achieve and how you want to feel. Um, and I don't, no, that's not true. I am quite visual, but it's not my main way of learning. So I've always kind of overlooked it as a way of tapping into how you want to feel. Um, but I've really enjoyed the process of making vision boards. And then actually, when I look back and see the one from the beginning of 2024, I'm like, oh, that's pretty much ticked off. And then even the one from this year, there's things that I can really like. I didn't know what I was going to make. I was just ripping shit out of a magazine. And then when I pulled it all together, I'm like, oh my God, that bit represents like me and Dan and the kids and our life together and how we want to start bringing that in. And then I had all this weird stuff around like shadows and toilets and stuff. And I'm
Mm,
like, oh, that's about me understanding my shadows,
mm.
like the existential kink that we were
Yes.
talking about. So me and Katie have been reading this book called Existential Kink, and it's about understanding like our subconscious, like there's bits within you basically that we don't fully understand because it's subconscious, but it's maybe quite enjoying some of the negative things that are going on in life. So I wanted to have a deeper connection with understanding what these things were, so they weren't um it's not about them not holding you back, it's about me not repressing these things and understanding them more.
It's
So
very interesting.
it's fascinating. So I dip in, get freaked out, and then step back again, and then I'll dip in again and be like, okay, what's next?
Mhm.
So it's,
It's
I
what
think
I
it's
have
a
to do.
slow process for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I think for anybody, like I've read the first bit of the book and I was like, well, that's too scary. It's almost like it's like a jump scare book, isn't it? You know? Even though it's not, it's like a self-help sort of shadow work type book, isn't it? That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Um, but like it does identify some things where you think sort of like,
Oh, I
I
shouldn't
didn't
be
know that about
thinking that.
myself.
But yeah, if we don't acknowledge them, then they stay hidden and they'll keep showing up in your life. So
Mm,
a really good example would be if you're skin all the time, there'll be something within you that's like, oh, I love it when I'm skinned. Or a belief that like when I'm skinned, I'm the most creative. That's
mhm.
when I'm at my most productive. Like if I had everything I needed, then I wouldn't be an artist or I wouldn't be creative. It's that kind of vibe. So yeah, on my vision board, there was this whole thing coming out around shadows and like that kind of thing. And I was like, oh right, okay, this is about me understanding my shadow side. And then there's all the stuff around my career. And yeah, I love all that stuff. And I wouldn't have found it if it wasn't for Lou's guidance. So I think, yeah, even the one we did most recently. So I did one at the beginning of the year and then another one in spring. No idea what was going to come out. I just started ripping things out of the magazines and then I've gone, right, okay, this is what I want to do for spring. And it's like, I need more space. There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff around me feeling like I was having to do stuff, which I don't have to do anything. I'm just making a podcast and
Mhm.
a lot of
Yeah,
this
it's
stuff is just
all
what
up to
I
you.
fancy doing. And
Yeah.
the stuff on my Substack, it's not like I've got a load of paying people on there yet. It's just me trying to work out what fits and what doesn't. So I'm my own boss,
Yeah. Yeah,
and I
you
can
are.
create space if I want to. So hence I've been reading this other book and going, right, this is where, like, when I do 5 years into the future, and I did this visioning thing with Claire Venus, what came out was that I was working on the divorce stuff. So all this stuff that I know and I've known for like literally 3 or 4 years, I've got a little scrap of paper with it all written on there, and I'm still not doing it. I'm like, come on, this is
Yeah.
it. Like this, I know this is it, and I just need to get on and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, and I'm like, do I create a new podcast then, or do I just carry on happily ever after? I don't know. I'm sure it'll all make sense as I go along.
It will. And you've got so many like creative processes in place to help that happen, don't you? You know, and you'll meditate on it and it'll come to you. You will, that's what
Find
you
out, I'm
do.
sure. We'll find out. But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, when I think, this is the 100th episode, it started three years ago in July, wasn't even divorced. I think I'd only just stopped being in court. Had I? Yeah, I think so. Um, and I mean, it was 2 years ago last week that my divorce papers came through, and I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Didn't know that that was the anniversary. So it's nice to know that you can go from being like 3 years ago, it was still very fresh and very stressful. And
Mm.
now, you know, a few years later, it's all fine. It's all manageable. Me and my ex-husband are very amicable, and we're working together to kind of support each other. A big thing that's coming up next month, Katie, is he is getting married.
Oh, yes. That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, so that has felt a bit weird because it came to January and I was planning out the year because there's actually three weddings happening this year. My brother's getting married. My brother has kids with his best friend, and his best friend is getting married. So my nephew's mum, a little bit confusing, is getting married very soon. In fact, this weekend.
Yeah,
So,
lovely.
but it's all like meant that the kids' weekends have got a bit messed up, and then my ex-husband's getting married.
Mm.
So I was planning out, when we were each having the kids over the next few months, and I was like, oh my god, it's this year,
Mm.
and that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's weird. Mm.
But yeah, I just hope he's happy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not, it doesn't matter.
I
No
mean,
offense,
when I
but
say, I do
like
hope
it's on
he's
him.
happy for him, but I hope he's happy more than anything for my kids. Like, I just want
Yeah.
them to be stable and
Yeah.
to have people around them that love them and care about them.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, of
and that's
course. I don't mean it
everything.
doesn't matter. It's in like,
Calm.
of course it matters. Of course it matters. I just mean it's on him. That's on him. You can't
Yeah.
control that, you know? So, mm. And if that's what he wants to do, then great.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah. So fingers crossed that works out really well for them.
Mm.
End of an era, fully. Like, I know, like, you get your divorce papers and all that kind of stuff, but there's something about him getting married is like the final nail in the coffin of sorts. Not that
Well, it
it
is,
matters
yeah.
to me, but like, okay, good, we're doing this.
Hmm.
Please
Yeah.
stay married and be happy forever.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I hope he does too, very much. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
interesting, isn't it? Because I guess and I guess the beauty of you having that journey, like over 100 podcast episodes, is that like we've learned so much over this time, haven't we? And like that's all there now for people to listen to if they want to. Every lesson that you've learned along the way.
Yeah, I suppose the thing with Happily Ever After the podcast
Mm.
is it's not a planned out,
Yeah.
well-oiled machine. It's just been like, okay, this is what's happening this week.
don't know what you're talking about. We're professionals.
With the professional. We've gone from it being in a studio to a sitting. You're sitting in some weird
Yeah,
box in Severance, and I'm
I
sat
am.
on the floor in my boyfriend's house.
I work at Lumen Industries now.
Oh my God, I love Severance so much.
Yeah, me too.
Me and Dan
Yeah,
only recently started watching it, like maybe it's 2 weeks ago, and we're already into season two.
I think I preferred season one.
Yeah, me too, because I'm like, oh, what's with the goats?
Yeah, I do want to know what's with the goats,
Yeah,
but I feel like they're also focusing too much on the relationships, and I want to know what the hell's going on with this crazy company. That's more important to me.
yeah, yeah.
But hopefully we'll find out.
Oh, probably not. There's a season three coming, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to wait for season three then.
But either way, I hope that your unsevered, your innie and your outie are happy in your current position over there.
Wouldn't it be weird if I recorded this podcast as my innie and the outie couldn't remember that? And then it just like it just came on the metro. And it was, but like I actually don't work at Lumen Industries, so we don't
Nobody
have to
does.
worry
It's
about that.
crazy. They literally have a lobotomy in order to join.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
very good.
well, a lot has changed, and yeah, I think it's been a very interesting documentation. And if people have listened the whole time, then that's lovely. And I hope it's been helpful. And I guess we'll just see what happens next.
Mhm.
I'm in
Yes,
two
exactly.
minds whether I start a new one because I've got I guess I'm looking at names at the moment, and I had been thinking divorce alchemy as like the next thing, but there is a lawyer, ex-lawyer, who's already got that name.
Mm,
So I was like, that's okay.
mm,
I don't believe she's really using alchemy in the right way.
mm,
Like I want it to be magic, as in manifesting and that kind of stuff. Um, but also like, what does it really mean?
mm,
So I'm probably going to use something more like divorce magic. And to begin with, uh, it'll probably be focused from like being a parent point of view.
mm,
But we'll just see.
mm.
Obviously, you'll be the first to know.
Mhm. I'd like to be, yes. You know, I'm here to brainstorm should you need it.
Thanks.
Mm.
But yeah,
Exciting.
that's all I've got for you.
Good. Well, I think that's all I've got for you too.
Good. Right, well, I'll
Mm.
let you get back to Mark S and the gang.
Yeah, great. LER, she's right over there.
Thanks,
Nice to chat,
Katie.
Sam. Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Bye
Bye.
now.
Just stop recording.